Why, hello there. Quiet, peaceful, Mazda Speed 3 at rest. ASMR video. Not really, but it's nice out here. Some birds, some frogs. And yes, 2009 Mazda Speed 3. For sale on Cars and Bids. And yeah, let's poke around it. Sorry about my feet on this gravel interrupting the relaxing sounds of nature in a Mazda, but we are going to walk around it. Pretty decent car, excellent driver, which is code for meaning it's got some flaws, but that just means it's you're not going to worry about it when you're driving aggressively or relaxed or however you choose. Anyways, I'm going off the rails here. Let's take a look at this car. All of its little flaws. There's some minor ones here on the front. This front bumper has seen plenty of stone, plenty of rock. There's that's rubbing compound. That's all that is. Place I washed it before, didn't get that off. Looks like that's what's on here too. Definitely some rock chips though. Yeah, quite a bit of rubbing compound here on the front end here, on the grill there. Fitment on this bumper doesn't appear to be perfect. This gap is probably a little bigger than you would want it to be. This is a Mazda Speed 3, so it wasn't built. These were actually built pretty well, but not extremely high tolerances. The hood doesn't have that many rock chips on it. There are some, but it shows pretty well. This car was just washed and then also has been sitting in the rain. It's been raining here for about a week solid. There's a little bit of moisture in this headlamp. No standing water, nothing crazy, but you can see there's a little moisture in it. If it sits out here in the sun for the rest of the day, I'm sure that would probably disappear. But it hasn't yet, so noteworthy. There is a scrape down low on this bumper, on the side I should say of this bumper, and more compound here. Really wish that wasn't there. It's mildly annoying. Yeah, somebody didn't drill the front bumper for the license plate bracket, and so they've got the cool accessory tow hook bracket. Now this plate has seen better days, but it's here. Windshield looks like it's in good shape. A couple of minor stone chips here and there. Has been replaced before. That's an aftermarket windshield. All told though, pretty sharp looking car. Scratch here. You know, the finish on this paint, it probably can use a real polish. Maybe that's what that polishing compound was from. Maybe somebody wanted to polish this out, because the paint all looks like it's in good shape, but it's a tiny bit, I don't know, muted. Like it really needs a deep polishing, paint correction, if you will. It just, I don't know, it doesn't have this like super high luster. Really minor scratch here. A little smaller one here too. Little mark there. Not really dented much, but there's a mark there. There's definitely a mark through the paint here on the quarter and on the bumper cover here. And this guy, yeah, the bracket here, there's a little tab and there's a clip, and the clip is missing on the little bumper stay. So that's why I got the guy sticking out. But if you replace that clip, that'll hold tight. A little bit of paint coming off on the center cap there. Hatch looks pretty good. Little mark here. This aftermarket tint, bubbling a little bit here on the hatch. Down here, a little bit there. kind of mirrored the same thing over here. Definitely some parking lot marks here on this back bumper. And so from loading things in and out, the texture portion down there looks pretty good. Little scrape on the high point on the body line right there. Or compound. Let me tell you, somebody tried to polish this thing out. They just didn't clean up after themselves, did they? Tires are shiny though. Actually, before I get into this, looks like somebody did some PDR. Looks like the paint on the spoiler here is a little flat as well. Really more so than anything else. Looks like it's starting to fade. Pretty common on the plastic parts. They like to fade a little quicker than the metal sometimes. But here, a bunch of little, like a inside out golf ball. A bunch of little high points there and a small little dent here. Looks like somebody did some, I'm gonna call pseudo amateur paintless dent removal here. So there was some denting there. They gave the old college try to make it better. I'm not convinced that they did. I mean, maybe, right? If you're back here, you don't see it so much. You can kind of see there's a dent there. Some paint cracking here. Secaret, I think that's who makes the OEM glass. Same glass there, same glass there. So looks like it was just a dent. They didn't have that glass out, it doesn't look like. That's probably the biggest flaw in this car. Going around the rest of this side looks pretty darn clean. There are some minor marks and chips. But all told, it all looks pretty good. Looks like a little early fading in the clear coat here on this roof rail. All right, let's look inside. Out here looks pretty good. Wheels are pretty clean. There's not a ton of rashing on there. Interior is pretty darn nice. It has held up well. Got these kind of trim to fit WeatherTech mats. Leather's held up well. The suede or Alcantara or whatever we're gonna call it. I don't know if they bought the copyright to Alcantara or not, but that's all held up well. All right, let's check it out. Put the visor here so I can actually see. Just coming down here, hit the gas light. Need some fuel, but not quite 117,000 miles. AC's cold on it. Turn it down for the moment. I'll turn it off. And then on. Well, it's got all the speeds. Get this glare out of the way. There we go. Radio. It does work. No, I don't have a CD. Or do I? No, I don't have a CD to test. So don't know if that works. Radio works though. Speakers work though. What else do we have in here? We've got this guy. So check this out. This is the Dash Hawk. I don't know much about it other than it's here. It plugs into the OBD2 port down here. And then sits right here. It's got a little custom mount. Looks like it's made for the MazdaSpeed3, which is cool. And tells you things. Like apparently what horsepower you're making at any given time. I don't know if I buy that, but it's there. And there's some other stuff, boost, exhaust temps, stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. The rest of this interior, it's nice. It's in good shape. Pop the hood, we'll check that out. Turn the headlights on so we can check that out. Windows. Auto down on the driver's side, and that works. And we go up. And yes, sir. Those are all. Oh. That's interesting. They just are noisy. They go up and down okay, but they get to the top and they want to keep going. That's on both that side and that side. I don't know. Maybe that's a common Mazda thing. I don't know if I've ever come across that. Fronts don't do it. Backs. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that anymore because that just feels wrong. But that's a thing. Okay. Good to know. We have an illuminated ashtray. That didn't make any noises when I closed. We've got cup holders. Sounded totally normal when I closed that. Just the windows. Oh, what do we got here? Wireless car kit. We got like a wireless charging setup. That's fun. Look at that. Cool. Oh, and then it potentially ports into stereo here. Okay, I will mess with that another time, but that seems interesting. I will have to report back on all that. I did not notice that in this car. The things we'll find. I have a glove box. I put my flash in there for now. We've got a wiring diagram. That's interesting. That's a factory wiring diagram. And we've got manuals. Excuse me, flash. Flash. Ah. Check out what else is in here. It's hard to do one-handed. Zoom, zoom. Getting to know your Mazda 3. I was hoping the window sticker would be in there, but I don't see it. Okay, anyways. Let's look in the back. Let's look under the hood. Then let's go for a drive. If I can figure out how to do the hood release and be in business. There we go. Now there's some signs that tell me this car is not completely stock. I don't think those hoses are stock. The shifter, which we'll take a closer look at inside, not stock. So I don't know. It feels very, very strong driving. Like it absolutely could be making more power than it came from. I haven't driven one of these in a very long time. And so it's been a while. I don't remember exactly how fast they felt, but they didn't feel this fast. This one's got some giddy up. It really likes to just, in first and second, be in traction control at all times, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. I guess what I'm trying to say is I have yet to determine how stock this MazdaSpeed3 is or isn't, but it feels very healthy. Check out the back seats. Do these door switches do it too? Yep. How bizarre is that? What do we got here? Cup holders. But yeah, these seats are very nice. They fold down, push of a button. In theory. There we go. Room for goodies back there. You fold down the seats, you got more room for more goodies. No sunroof. Decent headliner. Little mark right there. Pretty clean. What's in the hatch? What's in the box? Part of my camera gear that fell off. I'll have to deal with that. Pretty boring back here. What's in here? No treasures. Not today. All right. Oh, we were gonna look at that shifter. I want to look at the date codes on the tires. 39th week of 2017. So those are up. Those are due. And 13th week of 2016. So yeah, these are due for tires. They're good tires. These are Pilot Sports all season 3s, considering the 4s have been out for a long time. Yeah, I would do tires. Maybe that's why the motor feels like it's going to blow it's always in traction control. It's going to blow the tires off the rims because they're old. So I would do tires. They don't look dangerous, but do them. Shore shifter. It does have it. I don't know if it's to my liking. I think it might be too short for me. It's like a human hand height. And the prior owner decided to use zip ties here to secure the boot to the shifter, which I wouldn't recommend. But it shifts fine. It might be too short for me, but maybe it's perfect for you. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Also, let's go for a drive. Let's quit talking about shifters and how old I am and see how it drives. All right, let's do it. Okay, let's go for a somewhat spirited drive in the MazdaSpeed3. This guy is going to do its thing. I don't know. It's got all kinds of fun gauges. We can check that out as we drive. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to not be overly aggressive here because I've got a bunch of camera gear in the back, including some soft boxes, and they're big and they take up a lot of space, which is kind of the beauty of having a hatchback that I can get away with doing that. So plus the tires are old-ish. They're almost 6 years old, and I value this vehicle and I value my life, so I won't hustle it too hard, but let's see what we can do. Camera gear's flying around back there. This car really likes to overwhelm the front tires. A lot of traction control light blinking at me right there. This guy's flying a drone over some cows. All right, let's sally forth. Likes to overpower these front tires. You know, when I'm braking, there is a little bit of pulse in the pedal under some hard braking. So a little bit of maybe warped rotors. I don't know if it's coming across. You can hear it a little bit when I brake. Bump. There it is. Oh boy. Yeah, there we have it. MazdaSpeed3 fuel light came on during that adventure. We got 116,000, almost 117 on the clock, and we are still counting. So this is I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. It's a really good little hatchback. Makes good power, makes good noises, it's practical, it's a good combo. So if you want to put this one in your life, follow the link in the description below if you haven't been to the auction already, because that's where you can buy this thing over on Cars and Bids. And thanks for hanging out. But yeah, bit often, bit early, and see you guys on the next one. Cheers.